Alright, part 2 to Preppernursre's video. Sorry, my video response to Preppernursre's video about could I survive the Yellowstone Super Volcano Eruption? Again, these are, like I said, more or less supporting factors of why I don't think that I could survive it, and probably most other people won't be able to survive it. Now, I've already gone over the fact that I've got a finite amount of food stored up. Again, with just factoring in my food and water supplies, I don't see myself lasting, say, longer than 1 or 2 years. I'm thinking probably closer to 1 year, assuming that my neighbors don't even kill me, you know? But, like I said, if the ash don't kill you, something else will. You'll probably freeze to death. You're going to be plunged into a mini ice age. Well, let's go over some other facts here, okay? So, again, I talked about being buried in ash, right? I am trying to compare my situation where I'm at respective to that volcano. I live in Colorado. Like I said, I'm far, far south of the actual 100 to 150 mile destruction radius that people talk about, okay? So, but I like to compare my situation to the situation with the city of Pompeii when Mount Vesuvius erupted. And those people, I don't, like I said, I don't even know if they had any advance warning. I don't even know if they would have survived. I mean, it's possible. But the city of Pompeii, after Vesuvius erupted, got buried in like 18 feet of ash. 18 feet of ash, and that volcanic eruption wasn't nearly as large, nearly as big, or as destructive as some of the more recently recorded eruptions. Gosh dang, I forget the name of that one eruption that happened in the Philippines. I think, what was it, Manitoba, or I forget the name of that mountain. I'm sure it'll come to me after I'm done recording this video. What was it? Go a little bit further, and like I said, that was the same year I was born, 1991. We'll go a little bit further back, 11 years back to the eruption, 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. How powerful that was, how destructive it was. Bringing surrounding areas buried in ash. You had all those mud flows, mudslides. And for those who don't know, those are called lahars. A lot of places got towns and places, logging camps, completely got wiped out by the lahars alone. And that explosion from that eruption blew about a third of the mountain face off, completely off. We'll go a little bit further back to modern day history in regards to eruptions. Okay, so I just got done talking about Mount St. Helens. We'll go a little bit further back, like I said, to the 1887 eruption of Mount Krakatoa over there in the South Pacific and Indonesia. That explosion was so big, it blew the entire island off the face of the earth and some of the surrounding islands, like some of the surrounding miniature islands. Blew it completely off. Now, I watched a video a while back. They're comparing the sizes of all these magma chambers for all these different volcanoes, recent volcanic eruptions and past volcanic eruptions and present day volcanoes. Talk about all these different magma chambers. And the reason why these volcanoes blow, like have these violent explosions, because they got a whole bunch of gases trapped inside the magma. And it's got nowhere else to go, so it just blows violently. But, what was it? They did some, like I said, there was comparison, like I said, size comparisons, like a little chart. Literally, the eruption of Mount Krakatoa made the eruption of Mount St. Helens, I mean, looked like child's play. I'm not kidding you. It's Mount Krakatoa. Visually comparing the sizes of the two different magma chambers. Mount Krakatoa, I think it was like 20 times. 20 times, is not more, larger than Mount St. Helens magma chamber. And we'll talk a little bit more about the effects of Mount Krakatoa, what happened. So the other things that happened, besides the ash getting spewed into the air and all this particulate, it changed, for one, it changed the colors of the sunrises and the sunsets. If you don't believe me, you can actually look at some of Monet's paintings. I don't remember his first name, but I just know his last name is Monet. He's famous for painting the water lilies. But he did some paintings of the skies, and you can see that they got a lot more red, a lot more magnificent after the explosion. The other thing, too, about the Mount Krakatoa explosion, tremors from the explosion were felt as far as England and parts of New York. The other thing, too, it slowed the Earth's rotation down slightly, and it threw the Earth's axis and I believe the revolution around the sun off about, I think it was like 1 or 2 inches. So imagine, you know, the kind of force that Mount Krakatoa had to do that, and now compare that to what a lot of scientists are predicting with the eruption of the Yellowstone Super Volcano. And again, Yellowstone Super Volcano is hundreds of times larger than Mount Krakatoa. Like I say, it would make Mount Krakatoa look like child's play. So now that I'm done discussing that aspect, let's go back to the aspect of all this ash and particulate in the air, and the fact that it'll contaminate the water supply. Like I said, let's say that you had foresight, okay, at the very get-go of your life, and you invested every last penny of your life savings into an underground bunker with, like I said, an absurd amount of food. We're not even going to talk about 10 years. We're going to say you stockpiled somewhere around 15 or 20 years worth of freeze-dried, non-perishable foods, okay? After your food supplies have exhausted, after that whole 10-year window, okay? Because Preppernursre1 brought up the whole 10-year window that we're looking at nothing being able to grow. Well, let's just say after the sun's rays are being done being blocked out after that 10 years is up, so all the vegetation's died, all the animals have died. How long can seeds last in storage? Okay? How long can your heirloom seeds last in storage? Let's say they are vacuum sealed in Mylar bags, and you threw them in the freezer, or you threw them in some kind of cryogenic storage. How long are those seeds actually going to be good for? And if they're still good, my next question is, how are you going to get them to grow? Because I guarantee you the soil will be contaminated with all this volcanic ash. Remember, I was talking about where I'm at. We're probably looking at anywhere from 3 to possibly 9 feet of ash. Okay? So you got all that ash in the ground. Anytime it rains, the soil is going to become acidic immediately, almost immediately. Not enough to where it's like eating through metal or anything like that, or causing noticeable skin irritations. If it's doing stuff like that, you know the soil is, it's bad. But it's just bad enough that you can't get nothing to grow. So, now what? I mean, like I said, the ground is now acidic, and who's to say that anytime it rains, it's not going to be acidic, you know? anyhow, those are just things that just kind of come to my mind. I think I've pretty much beat this dead horse with another dead horse, so I'm out.